What's up, everybody? It is Brad and the family. Hoodlum's back there. Lane beating on something. Grayson. Say hi. And Sheila out here at George Family Homestead. And we've got some updates for you. We've had been a little bit since we did a video. Our last video was unloading the hay into the barn. The boys helping with that. But that same day, if you guys recall, if you go back and watch that video, I said we were going to pick up more animals. I believe that's what I said. Something to that effect. So, here's the new animals. Rabbits. These are the animals we got in this big cage. So there's currently 6. No. There are 10 rabbits in here. Who's going to be the first to guess where the other 4 are? Lane, where's the other 4?
In that.
In the nesting box?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had babies. Huh. Were they pretty cool? Kind of creepy looking?
They're naked.
Yeah, they're naked. They don't have any hair on them, do they? So, we'll go through here. We'll get to the babies last. We got a story to tell there. So, these 2 boys up here are Rex bucks. Likely we will only end up keeping one of them, but that again is tale for another day. Then these 2 over here are New Zealand does. They are a couple years old, so they have had babies before. The guy I bought them from said they hadn't been bred yet. And so we are breeding them, or have already bred them, to these 2 Rex bucks up here. Now I want to talk to you guys about why the Rex New Zealand mix. Why not all New Zealand? Why not all Rex? Couple different reasons. So the Rex have a wonderful velvety coat. Rex are well known for their fur quality, and then with the New Zealands, they give us a larger rabbit. So you guys might be asking, what are you guys gonna do with rabbits? Why rabbits? Twofold. Yes, Lane.
Can I hold that one?
In a minute. Twofold. Meat. Rabbit is a very sustainable meat source. And obviously they have a lot of babies. You know, the term doing it like rabbits. They can have 8 to 12 kits at one time. That's what a baby rabbit's called, is a kit. And we have 2 does, those 2 white does right there, that will be for meat and selling the kits when they grow out, for meat or for fur. So those are the reasons we have those 4 rabbits. So then you might ask, why do we have these 2 rabbits? What are these 2 rabbits for? Well, these 2 rabbits are called mini lop rabbits. See his floppy ears? See those floppy ears and her big floppy ears? They are primarily show rabbits.
Dad.
So the boys are getting to the age where they can start clover kids in 4-H. And a great thing for them to do, yes, Lane?
Tell him why he has bits on his
I will. Great thing for them to do is show rabbits. It gets them introduced to animal husbandry, and gives them kind of a foray into showing animals and the 4-H system and how it all works. So we will be raising them out to do that. Now, Lane pointed out that I need to tell you guys something. So see on his ear, he's actually missing a good portion of that right ear and also some of his left ear. So what happened there? We bought these 2 Rex males and this mini Lop male down here the same day from the same people. The 2 Rex bucks were housed together, and the mini Lop buck was separate. Well, we did not have this big cage yet. We were actually going to pick up that big cage the next day. Yes, the next day. So we put them all together in a large dog kennel crate. Well, those 2 Rex bucks were not very nice to the mini Lop buck, and they tore off and ate, did whatever to a very good portion of both of his ears. Where was I?
You had work trip.
Yeah, I was gone for work. And Sheila went out that morning to feed and water the goats and the chickens, all the animals. Noticed that he was missing parts of his ears and there was bloody fur everywhere. She reached in to grab that little Lop buck out of there and actually got bit by one of these Rex bucks. You can see it on her thumb.
Went all the way through the nail.
Clean through that nail. Yes, Lane.
I think it was that one.
Yeah, we're not sure which one, but we think it might be this boy right here.
Why?
You said you think it is. So now on to the story of the babies. And for reference, she's down there in the bottom left portion of this cage. So we come out yesterday or Saturday. Today's Monday. We came out Saturday mid-morning. It was like 11 o'clock. I had come out in the morning, fed, watered everybody, done all the chores. Everybody was fine. I came out, or we all came out at about 11 o'clock, and Dayton walks past the rabbits here in the shop and said, "There's a rat in the cage." And we're like, "What? What are you talking about?" So we come over here and there was a baby hanging, had partway fallen through. Its hips got caught in the mesh, the wire mesh on the bottom. I know for experienced rabbit people that a lot of people with their cages have what's called baby saver wire around the bottom, on the bottom and around the bottom. That's something that we're going to be doing. But we hadn't yet because we didn't know she was pregnant. So we bought her from a specialty online auction, and the listing said she was 2-year-old pedigreed Lop doe, great mother, but did not say that she was bred. So we had this buck, the little white buck down there, and her. And I tried to breed them. Shortly after we got them, gave them time to get settled in, and she was not having it. She wanted nothing to do with him. Was making crazy sounds and was actually turning around and biting him and pushing him off. And he just finally said, "Nope, I'm done." So now that makes more sense as to why she wouldn't let him, because that was only, I would say, a week and a half ago that we tried to have them breed. So that makes a lot more sense. So for these other 2 New Zealand does up there, we will have a nesting box prepared, and baby saver wire in. But back to back to the story here. I got a little bit sidetracked. So when Dayton said, "Dad, there's a rat," we're like, "No way! What are you talking about?" So sure enough, there was a rabbit, had gotten stuck. It unfortunately was deceased, and you know, it was cold. It was kind of a chilly day that day. Not terrible, but the baby rabbit was very cold. And then we looked down, and there was another one. So I'm like, okay, I need to run in and put together a nesting box real quick. So I went into the shop. Let me turn this around for you guys. So I went into the shop, which is behind that accordion door. Okay, this is in the front little overhang portion of our shop. I went in to there, which is back there. That's my wood shop. Went in there and I started putting together that nesting box. Not the greatest thing. It's a little uneven. Whatever. Threw it together in a matter of a couple minutes. But while I was in there, Sheila and the boys were out here, and I heard, "There's another one, and another one." And then she had asked one of the boys to come over because she looked down there, back in that corner, back there, and thought she saw another one. And sure enough, there was. There was a total of 5 kits, baby rabbits. One of them, unfortunately, was deceased. So we took and got a bunch of hay and put it in. And I'll post pictures of what the nesting box looked like on that first day. And the babies were cold. You know, they were still moving, but they were definitely cold. So Sheila had them wrapped in a warm towel and was holding them while I got the nesting box all finished. And then, you know, I wasn't really sure, have these babies eaten? I didn't think they probably even had a chance to eat. So I went online and, you know, I searched baby rabbits, mom not feeding baby rabbits, something like that. I was just kind of grasping at straws, and somebody talked about, you know, holding the mom so that the babies can eat. So I did it maybe a little bit differently than some would, but I held her on her back in my arm and then grabbed a baby. I expressed some milk from mom and put the baby on there, and all 4 of them latched for just 10-15 seconds. I thought, you know, that's probably sufficient for now. Let me get them in there, get mom into the nesting box, and, you know, get them taken care of. So got them in there, and then we left for the day. Yeah, we're definitely kind of nervous as to how this was going to play out, but we got home. We went to Hickory Ridge Orchard, which is a local orchard, pumpkin patch, corn maze, just a good time. And, you know, I was thinking about them the whole time, talking to Sheila on the way home. You know, I hope they're okay. Hope mom accepts them. Wasn't sure how it was going to go. And we get home, and mom had nested them in fairly well, and was actually in the nest with them when I opened the door. So that was a good sign right off the bat, but still a little skeptical as to, you know, how's this really going to play out? How are they really going to do? So then yesterday morning, I come out to feed before going to church. Or really, I just came out to check on them before going to church. I had early meetings, and they looked fine. They were warm. They had plump bellies, and that was one thing that I had read, that, you know, if they have plump, full bellies, that they're eating, they're being taken care of. So I checked on them again, and when we got home from church, from Sheila's parents' house, and they were doing really well. Yet again, Mom had kind of made a little hole in the back of the nesting box and tucked them in there. So, I knew she had accepted them. Still a little skeptical. Not sure how she was going to do, if she was really going to accept them. But then this morning, amazing. When I came out, you saw just now how there's a bunch of hair in it. Well, that's what rabbits do. That's how they make their nest, is they pull out a bunch of their hair and they make a nest. Well, she didn't have the opportunity to do that. Well, she actually tried. There was a lot of hair on the ground. So she didn't have the opportunity to do that into a nesting box. And this morning when I came out, it was full of hair. The babies were nestled in really well. They were all warm, all had plump bellies. Very good to see. So, thankfully, for our first time having baby rabbits on the farm, on the homestead, they're doing very well. It was not expected at all, because those New Zealand does aren't due until about November 17th. So I definitely was not expecting any babies yet. Definitely a shock, a surprise for us. So happy to see that. That's surprise number one on Saturday. Then yesterday, I'm inside the house in the laundry room, where our AC unit is, because it was giving us a fault code, 2 different fault codes. Anyways, long story short, it wasn't working. So I was in there trying to figure that out. Found that there's a filter, big, massive filter that didn't know it was even there. While I'm getting that changed, Lane comes in. Lane, what did you discover yesterday? What did you discover yesterday that we had to come out and take care of?
Pigs.
The pigs got out. So, much to my surprise, we run out, and sure enough, all 3 pigs were out. And we were definitely kind of worried, because pigs don't like to listen, in my experience. And we don't feed these pigs every day. They're not trained to a bucket. They're not trained to a feed pan, because we have a big 1-ton auto feeder in there. Free choice. They can eat all the time, whenever they want. So I was a little worried about how that was going to go, getting them back in. Had to chase them around a little bit. They did finally go in. Oh, hey, looky there. Pocket knife. It's mine now. The boys were using pocket knives the other day and left one out here, so it's mine now. Anyways, I'm walking down to the pigs, talking at the same time. So we chased them around a few times. One rule that I have is that nobody ever goes into the pig pen alone. Ever. Because pigs will eat you. They can get mean. They can drag you and do a lot of damage. They can be mean. So why I say that is I had asked the boys, while I was chasing the pigs around the pen, I'd asked the boys to stand here, that as I brought them around and funnel them into the pig pen. Well, every time they came around, the boys ran, because they thought the pigs were going to come for them. Understandably, they were acting out of an abundance of caution, because I've always told them, don't get in the way of a pig. Don't ever mess with them. But I'm going to show you guys where they got out at. So they got out at this corner. I had a bunch of wire ties on there. Now you can see there's one pretty much every slat of the hog panel around the front and around the back. Those had broken. The ones I had on there had broken, and the pigs were able to push this panel here. They pushed it out. There was only one wire tie still holding at the top of it. So they pushed it out. Now, guys, these pigs are not small. Their backs are almost to the height of a pig panel. These pigs are a month and a half away from butcher. So they're about 200 pounds right now. So you can imagine that if they really wanted to get out anywhere, they're going to. So thankfully, I chased them around this a couple times. We made a few loops. They didn't ever go into the woods. They didn't really ever go anywhere but stick right around here. They were just curious. So get them chased back in, get them locked up. And thankfully, it was fairly uneventful. It was a little exciting, a little adrenaline rush happening, but they came back in, and I walked all the way around, made sure each corner was good and tight, reinforced that back one back there, put a couple more wire ties around it, and they're all good. So, sausage, bacon, and pork chop are now back in their cage, in their pen, and they're doing fine. So that was yesterday's excitement. You know, guys, there's never a dull moment on a homestead, on a farm, and that's one thing that is frustrating. But I love it at the same time. It's a good opportunity to teach our boys what to do in certain situations. I'm gonna stop for a moment. I'm walking, and the boys have been playing down here at the trailer and making a shelter. I don't know. I think they were down here. They said they were playing survival. I don't know. Anyways, got a couple hats. But the creativity of boys is amazing. It's why we love being out here. It allows them to just run, do whatever they want, play, and we love that. So, getting back to it. Gives me the opportunity when things like that happen, when problems arise, to use those as teachable moments for my boys. Like, we could have totally panicked when those pigs got out. We could have been running around like chickens with our heads cut off, freaking out. We went down there. We were calm and level-headed, excited for sure, but we were able to get them in without much further excitement. Thankfully, it went well. The rabbits, coming out and finding baby rabbits. You know, working, being on your toes and expecting the unexpected as much as you can. Put together the little nesting box really quick, but showing the boys the circle of life, because unfortunately one of those baby rabbits was deceased. And we did bury it right over on the other side of the shop. And, you know, the boys, Dayton was the one that actually ended up helping me do that. You know, he was kind of somber. First time we've had a death on the farm, and other than chickens. And yeah, you could tell he was thinking. He made a little cross to put there to memorialize this baby rabbit that we didn't know, but it was cute. It was really sweet. Those are the lessons we're teaching our kids out here. Sorry guys, it's starting to get dark. I'm gonna have to jump off. We will continue to update on the rabbits, so if you want to see more of that, stay tuned. Thank you all for watching this video tonight. Just a real quick update video telling y'all what's going on at the George family homestead. So thank y'all, take care, have a good night.